Welcome back into New Zealand, Betsy. What's it like to link up with a New Zealand professional women's team?
Oh, it's amazing. It's been a dream since I've been a little kid to play professionally in New Zealand, so finally I can. And I'm super excited for the season, and it's so nice to be back home.
Some Football Ferns games coming up in Christchurch. I think it worked out, I think it's about an hour to fly to Christchurch. If you were coming from Iceland to play in New Zealand, how long would it actually usually take you?
It would take about 36, 37 hours, so it's going to be great not having jet lag this trip, and for the next coming months it's going to be amazing just being situated in New Zealand because we have so many games coming up.
Because what's the usual route to get to New Zealand from?
Usually a little trip somewhere, London or Amsterdam, and then another 2 12-hour flights from there, so really long way.
Yeah, because with Home World Cup, so many games in New Zealand, was that a factor in wanting to play for the Phoenix? I guess just the fact that it's going to be a lot easier to be on this side of the world?
Yeah, totally. Makes more sense for me, but no, I just was excited to finally get to play in New Zealand, and I've always wanted to play in New Zealand, live here and get my friends and family to come to the games finally, and so I've never played in the ALeague, so first time, so I'm really excited.
And with the Home World Cup here, how do you find, I guess, trying to get so many people excited about football and get excited about the World Cup? Like, how do you see the Phoenix role sort of playing in that?
We've got a few members now in this team and in the Ferns, so it's going to be really cool to get a lot of support behind us, and great to be playing in New Zealand, playing games with the Phoenix, and then getting that support all the way leading up to the World Cup next year. So.
Yeah, and you were involved in the draw. What was that event like, and what did you make of the teams that New Zealand's going to play?
That was really cool to be a part of. I've never been to an event like that. It was a fun night and cool to be there with all these other players around the world. So we got quite a good draw, I think. Could have been a lot worse, and I think we're going to do really well. So Norway, Philippines and Switzerland, tough games, but definitely games we can win. Yeah,
and as part of coming to the Phoenix too, like just really making sure that you are going to be involved in that World Cup squad, because I guess there's more depth than ever before in terms of the women's game, with the fact that there's now a professional team here in New Zealand. So is that a factor too?
Yeah, it's going to be great to be in New Zealand around the coach and around players that I'll be playing with in the World Cup. So rather than being far away in Iceland and on off season, so I think that was a really good choice of mine to come to New Zealand and be playing constantly and be game fit for the World Cup.
Had you actively been thinking, it's time to move back home from overseas the last couple of years, or was this just an opportunity that you came up and it was too hard to say no to?
It was just an opportunity that I thought of a few months ago, really, and I was like, oh yeah, why not? It's off season there, and then I'll be going back there at the end of this season, but it'll be great to just be constantly playing. So it was just a late minute decision, and a really cool one. So
yeah, was that hard weighing up not actually having an off season really and just playing right through?
But I'm pretty used to it. Been playing for a long time now, so I prefer to just keep playing rather than getting unfit again and then having to build up again. So with the World Cup so close, I think it was a great choice.
Yeah, and in terms of I guess your own experience you bring into this team, do you envisage yourself taking a pretty key leadership on with this Phoenix group in this second season here? Yeah,
that's the plan. I'm quite old amongst all these young ones here, but looking forward to the challenge and being more of a leader in this team. It's going to be exciting to get to know the younger ones and hopefully inspire more girls in New Zealand to keep playing.
Have you got a sense of just, I guess, the sporting scene since you've been back, how the women's game is being followed more closely, or is there any sort of sense you've got on just where the sport's at compared to when you were last here permanently?
Not quite yet, because I just got here like a few days ago, but I can tell already with all the media and support around this team that it's looking really positive for the future.
Because is that something you felt like the Football Ferns has probably been missing? Like, I guess it's probably similar to the All Whites until the Phoenix came along. So much of the team's based overseas, so the general sort of sporting public just don't get to see the team play. Do you feel like having a professional team here that's like on prime time that people can go watch that does make a huge help in terms of kind of boosting the exposure and profile again?
Definitely. I think it's awesome that this team is now even based in Wellington in New Zealand, and yeah, so that people in New Zealand can see us play every week. Create those fans, and it's so cool to be here and see these new facilities getting built. It's amazing that they have this, and super positive for us girls.
Yeah, and because I guess your career, like you've been able to play, all over the place in America and Europe. Did you always wish there was like an opportunity though to play for a team in New Zealand?
Yes, as I said before, I've dreamt of it my whole life, so I couldn't turn this. I might be finished playing soon, so I had to take this opportunity, and really glad to have done it. And it's so cool. I hope this just keeps growing and becomes more teams in New Zealand.
Yeah, and with the World Cup, what do you think will be sort of realistic expectations for the football Ferns with the teams that you've got?
The goal is for sure to get out of the group stage, so that's the number one priority, and I'm sure we can do it.